A sound like thunder, but without the rain. A vibration so deep it makes the fish jump out of the water and the leaves fall off the trees. King Dodo is convinced the Earth monster has finally arrived to claim the jungle. But as the royal investigation team ventures into the foggy Valley of Echoes, they discover that sometimes the biggest mysteries come from the most unexpected places, and the loudest monsters might just need a blanket. The jungle was draped in a thick, milky fog. Usually, the only sound at dawn was the soft chirping of crickets, but today, the earth itself seemed to be groaning. Rah, goosh, puff. The vibration was so strong that Dodo, the donkey, was bounced right out of his royal bush. He landed on his rump, his wooden crown sliding down to his nose. He sat there, blinking his big sparkling eyes, feeling the ground throb beneath his hooves. "Momo! Chatter! To arms!" Dodo brayed, his voice cracking with a mix of authority and genuine confusion. "The ground is talking, and it sounds like it has a very bad stomachache." Momo, the monkey, dropped from the fog, landing in a tactical crouch. He looked around with mischievous but alert eyes. "Sire, the water in the pond is dancing. I saw a frog get launched 3 feet into the air by a single thud." Chatter spiraled down, his bright red and yellow feathers dampened by the fog. "I flew to the canopy, Dodo. I couldn't see a monster, but the trees in the Valley of Echoes are shivering like they're made of jelly." Dodo puffed out his chest, adjusting his messy mane. "It is as I feared. The Earth monster has arrived. It wants to eat the jungle, starting with my snacks. We must assemble the royal guard." As they marched toward the source of the sound, they were met by a blur of tanned fur. It was Benny, the baby deer, running so fast his tiny hooves barely touched the grass. He skidded to a halt, hiding behind Dodo's legs. "Dodo, it's huge!" Benny whispered, his big, innocent eyes wide with terror. "I went to the valley to find a sweet clover, but the air started growling at me. It made my tail spin like a little propeller." Dodo patted Benny's head with a comforting, albeit clumsy hoof. "Fear not, Benny. You are now under the protection of the royal guard. We have a monkey, a parrot, and, well, we have me." Suddenly, the ground shook again. Rah! Goosh! Puff! From the bushes emerged Ellie the elephant. Even she, with her massive size, looked uneasy. Her big, floppy ears were pinned back. "Dodo, I've felt earthquakes before, but this is different. It's rhythmic. It's like the jungle has a heartbeat that's too loud." "Precisely, Ellie," Dodo shouted, trying to sound like he had planned this all along. "It's a rhythmic monster, and as the king, I have decided we shall march into the Valley of Echoes and tell it to be quiet. It's past my breakfast time, and I can't eat while the ground is vibrating my teeth." The group moved as a professional unit, or at least Dodo's version of one. Ellie used her trunk to clear boulders that Dodo insisted were monster eggs. Momo did a tactical crawl through the tall grass, reporting back on suspicious-looking dirt. As they entered the Valley of Echoes, the acoustics changed. Every step they took echoed 10 times. Every sneeze sounded like a gunshot, and the sound was now deafening. Brr, go, shh, puff. "Wait," Dodo commanded, holding up a hoof. "Listen, it's not just a growl, there's a puff at the end. The monster is breathing. It must be the size of 10 Ellies." Ellie looked offended, but stayed silent. Momo climbed a tall rock, looking into the mouth of a massive, dark cavern known as the Cave of Shadows. "The sound is coming from in there, sire, and it's blowing the fog out of the cave every time it happens." Dodo gulped. His expressive eyebrows shot up to his crown. "Right, strategy time. Ellie, you stand at the front and look heavy. Momo, you throw pebbles to distract it. Chatter, you provide air support by screaming. I shall stay in the middle to provide executive direction." They crept into the cave. The walls were smooth and shaped like a giant funnel, perfectly designed to amplify any sound made within. The air was warm and smelt faintly of wild honey and old grass. Rrr, go, shh, puff. The sound was so loud now that Benny hid his head under Dodo's belly. The team reached a massive central chamber. In the dim light, they saw a golden shape, as large as a hill, rising and falling. "There it is," Dodo whispered, his voice trembling. "The Earth Monster! Look at that golden mane!" "Wait!" Dodo stepped forward, his curiosity finally outweighing his fear. He squinted his sparkling eyes. The Earth Monster wasn't a monster at all. It was King Leo the lion. The majestic king of the jungle was in a state of profound, regal slumber. He was curled up in a corner of the cave, where the acoustics were the strongest. Every time he inhaled, the air whistled through the cave. Every time he exhaled, his massive lungs produced a snore so powerful it resonated through the valley like a drum. Rrr, go, shh, puff. The team stood in stunned silence. Momo started to giggle, covering his mouth with both hands. Chatter landed on a rock, shaking his head. "A snore?" Benny asked, peeking out. "All that shaking was just King Leo sleeping?" Dodo, never one to let a good crisis go to waste, suddenly stood upright and adjusted his crown. "Of course, I knew it all along. I brought you all here for the great royal auditory training to see if you could handle the pressure of, a sleeping king." Just then, Dodo's hoof slipped on a smooth stone. He tumbled forward and bumped right into King Leo's nose. The snoring stopped instantly. The silence was more terrifying than the noise. King Leo's wise eyes slowly opened. He blinked, seeing a chubby donkey, a muddy monkey, and a very small deer staring at him. "Dodo?" King Leo's voice was deep and calm like a cello. "Why is the entire jungle standing in my bedroom?" "Your Majesty," Dodo said, bowing so low his head hit the floor. "We were just performing a safety inspection of your breathing. You were snoring so loudly you almost relocated the squirrels to the next province." King Leo looked at the group, then at the funnel-shaped walls of the cave. He realized what had happened. A gentle, strong smile spread across his face. "Ah, the Cave of Shadows. I forgot how much it amplifies the breath of a lion. My apologies, friends. I was merely dreaming of a peaceful jungle." As they walked out of the cave and back into the bright afternoon sun, the tension had vanished, replaced by laughter. Even King Leo joined them for a walk, his regal posture making the group look like a true royal procession. "So," Momo teased, "does the executive director think the Earth Monster is satisfied?" Dodo walked with a swagger, his crown finally straight for once. "Satisfied?" Momo said. "The monster was so scared of my presence that it transformed into a lion just to hide. Is wisdom greater or a donkey?" "Definitely a donkey." Ellie gave a playful toot of her trunk, and Benny skipped alongside them, no longer afraid of his own shadow. They reached the center of the jungle where the sun was setting in shades of pink and gold. Today, Dodo announced to the gathering animals, the royal guard faced the great echo and won. We have ensured that the king can sleep in peace, and more importantly, that I can eat my carrots without them vibrating off my plate. King Leo shook his magnificent mane, looking at Dodo with an expression of fond disbelief. The jungle was quiet once more, save for the sound of friends laughing as the stars began to twinkle over a peaceful, unshaken earth.